everybody, welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats, a podcast all about Hallmark movies. I'm your host, Camille, and today I am joined by Matthew Lupu, who played Ash in the newest Hallmark movie called Love Strikes Twice, and he played Kate Lindsay's brother, right? Asher. That's thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. Thank you.
First of all, how did you get the role? What was like the audition process of?
So it was actually a taped audition. So it was a video that I worked with my acting coach on, and it was like, I think it was like 3 scenes. It was a big audition. I think it was like 11 or 12 pages, which is like pretty big for an audition. And it was the whole basement scene with me and with Ash and Maggie. It was that whole scene, and then it was the whole exchange where me and Katie are in the kitchen. That one, and yeah, so it was a pretty big audition. But I worked with my acting coach. We filmed it. We sent it in, and I just kind of forgot about it because I really didn't think I would get the role. Like I really didn't think so. Because I never auditioned for like nerds. Like I never I don't know. I just never really get called for them. So a week and a half later, I was driving to work and my dad called me and he's like, "Hey, you got the role," and I was freaking out. I was really excited.
Oh wow, that's awesome! Is it like you said that this was the biggest role that you did? What other works have you done?
I've been in like a couple of like projects that are shot like in my hometown in Winnipeg. Last year I was in this movie called Cheerleader Abduction. It was on Lifetime, and I played this guy who's not very nice, and he gets the main character pregnant, then he leaves. So yeah, so I've done like
you
small
played
stuff.
A deadbeat dad.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's what I played. So, when I auditioned for Ash, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get this. I'm used to being, a deadbeat dad, so I can't get it.
You're not me asking, how old are you?
I just turned 19.
Oh my God, you're like, I thought you were older.
Yeah, I got a DM asking how old I was, and I was like, oh, I just turned 19. They're like, oh, I thought you were older, so.
So technically, if you since Maggie went back 15 years, you would have been 4 years old.
well, no, like I was in the beginning of the movie, in the present, I'm 31, and then we go back, I'm 16.
Yeah.
So
you were closer to younger Ash's age than you were.
Oh yeah.
So what similar, are you a nerd too, like Asher, or were you Dungeons and Dragons? And
I mean, yeah, I do like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not as much of a nerd as Ash. He's very passionate about stuff. About like I'm not as, I don't care as much, but I'm definitely into like D&D, and like I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. I guess that's like kind of a nerdy thing, So I'm
a Potterhead.
Yeah, I'm a big Potterhead. I have action figures behind me of
oh wow,
pop vinyls.
What do you have back there?
I have Ronald Weasley on a chess piece from the first movie.
Oh wow.
It's like big one. I have Dumbledore as a pop vinyl. Then I have Harry, of course. I have this right beside me here. I'll just I have this right beside me, like on my bed.
You have the shield. That cool.
Yeah.
I grew up in Harry Potter too, so.
Yeah, man, it's cool. And Ash, like I feel like Ash wasn't a really Harry Potter fan. I feel like he'd be more into like Star Wars and stuff. But yeah,
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I haven't even watched Star Wars, so yeah, no, I haven't. Honestly, Katie's a bigger nerd than I am. But she's a cool nerd though. She's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
How was it working with the cast and crew? I mean, you're 19. I'm assuming that they're older than you. Did they like take
Yeah.
on like the big sister, big brother role kind of thing with giving you advice and stuff?
Yeah, no, it was literally like that. Like Katie pretty much was like my mom on set. Like she was so nice, and so was Wyatt. Like everyone was super nice, and I was really nervous. Like throughout the whole shoot, I was nervous because I don't know. I felt like I don't know, didn't really know what I was doing. But like Katie, she just like really took me under her wing. Same with Wyatt, and yeah, like she would just tell me how everything like worked and stuff, and like I'd be really nervous, and she'd be like, "Oh, you're doing great," whatever, and I'd be like, "Yeah, whatever." You're just saying that. But yeah, it was great, and I still text them, and I FaceTimed Wyatt when the movie came out, and yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen it yet." I'm like, "You haven't seen it yet?" And I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like my family watched it 4 times. We've literally watched it 4 times. So
Did you
yeah,
guys like have your own little watch party going on?
yeah. My sister made like a big poster, like I said, "Love Strikes Twice," and yeah, she like colored it and everything like that, and all my friends came over. It was great. It was a good time, and they liked it, and it was funny because a bunch of young guys watching Hallmark movie together is not very like common, but they were like really into it though, and they were very happy for me. So
But they're cheering on their friend. So
yeah,
of course they have to.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
So what was like your experience on set? Like how was it? Do you have any behind the scenes secrets or um
Secrets. Well, they deleted a scene of me and Katie. Actually, yeah, I could say that. I could say whatever I want, I guess. But they deleted a scene of me and Katie. You know, when I'm going to like the date, like I just come out of the shower and I'm all excited. Um, there was a scene of me and Katie outside of the house, and I come home from the date, and she's like, "Oh, how was the date?" And I'm like, you know, she kind of stood me up for like an hour, but I guess it's worth it because you know she's hot, so it is what it is. And we had this whole exchange, and then she's like, yeah, that's like a good thing to build a relationship off of. And I'm like, yeah, says the girl that's dating a guy because his dad's rich, because she was dating or she was with Rick at
right.
like at that time, right? So yeah, and then they cut it out, and I was like, dang. But yeah, no, it is what it is, you know. And so yeah, I guess that.
I have to say, Wyatt and Marshall, like both of them look so much alike. I couldn't tell the difference. Was
They're
that
hung.
did
They
you
look
guys
good.
notice that on set too? Or was it just us viewers who were like
I'm just so like I don't know, like I became very close with Wyatt and Marshall, like so it's very easy for me to tell the difference, but they are both insanely gorgeous, so yeah, it's hard to, you know, kind of hard to tell the difference sometimes because they're both really good looking, so yeah.
you do look a little bit like Katie too. At least in the movie. Because I was like,
Yeah,
you guys have the same hair.
yeah, I
That's
know.
right.
I know, which was awesome. Like it's so funny because like literally the only reason why I have long hair, like all last year I had short hair, and then like quarantine happened, and then I literally just like, hey, whatever, just grew out my hair, right? And then auditions came around, and I didn't know if I should cut it or not for auditions, but I was like, but if they want long hair, I have long hair, and if they cut it, they cut it. It is what it is. But
Yep.
then they kept it, and then I met Katie, and I was like, yeah, we have the same hair. This is really funny. So yeah, but it's a really good thing I look like Katie because that's, you know, plays a big part in why I got cast. So
Yeah. That what other if you could go back, if you could time travel, whether to the past or the future, up to you. What up to what time and what would you tell yourself if you met yourself?
oh my god. Okay. I was gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna go back to see dinosaurs, but okay.
Okay, well then you can go back and see that.
No. Myself. That's a good question. I feel like I am. I don't know. I feel like I haven't gotten like the enough experience in life to know what to tell myself. You know what I mean? But I
Well, what
think
would you ask your future self if you could go to the future?
if I could ask my future self, did the acting thing work out? I would ask that for sure. Like how did that go? Because that's what I really want to do. So
I
yeah.
actually, I actually said it in my review. I was like, um, if I was Asher, I would have been like, can you give me some investment advice? Like, what?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. That's what I would do. Yeah, yeah. I'd be like invest in Bitcoin. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Okay. Yes, that's what I would do. I would put all my money into crypto and everything, and then
I know, right?
I'd be
I'm
good.
surprised. I mean, like, I felt like Katie was not a good sister telling you just
Yeah.
like.
What the heck, eh? Like, dude, because Ash would be on that. Yeah.
I mean, you're a computer nerd. I'm sure you would have figured out
Yeah.
Bitcoin before anybody,
Yeah.
right?
That's a good point. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Come on, Hallmark. They didn't think about that. Like.
Maybe there was some kind of like you know how like you can't mention certain things unless you pay
Yeah. No. Yeah.
or
They
whatever.
could.
So maybe
They could.
that's why they didn't mention it.
Yeah, but in real life, no, that'd be sick. I totally would. Yeah, 100%. That's what I would tell myself. Yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer. Yeah.
um, what do you want to work at Walmart for another movie like this again?
Yeah, of course. Um I auditioned for another movie, for another Hallmark movie, like right after this one, and like didn't get it. It is what it is. But like, yeah, I mean, anytime there's auditions for any movie that's filmed in my city or any audition that I could apply for, I'll apply for it, and I'll do the audition. I'll do my best, and yeah, I would love to work for Hallmark again because it was a ton of fun, and is a really good fan base,
Yeah.
like really good. Like I didn't even know that because I'm not a Hallmark. I'm not in the Hallmarky community. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my goodness.
But now I am. So yeah, like
Yeah, now you have to like go and start you know,
I gotta
getting
start my
a
own
fan
podcast.
page together or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did any of your family watch Hallmark before?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my mom does. My sister. Yeah, pretty much my mom and sister. So they were excited about it. So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's
So
cool.
any projects coming up?
I'm just auditioning right now. Like I had 2 auditions last week, and another audition like 2 weeks ago. So like there's more stuff coming into my town. So I'm literally just auditioning right now. So yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope I get cast in something and we
Would
can
you
make something happen.
fly somewhere? Like, why don't you try out not just for stuff in town, but like,
Yeah, no, you're right. I'll be applying for sure. Like it's yeah, no, for sure. I'll be trying, and we'll see what happens.
I can't believe you're so young. I actually thought you were older.
How old did you think I was?
I don't know, like 20, like mid 20s, early
Really?
30s.
I'm not mature enough for mid
You
twenties.
because you play a much older, more mature character or whatever.
Mm.
And
It's the
stuff. I mean,
yeah, it was the straightened hair. That's what made me look older.
it
That's what it was. So
was so confusing though, like with the whole time travel thing. Because I was like, okay, so how did Asher keep the memory of the whole time travel intact, but Maggie did not? It's like what? And so during the 15 years, you
yeah,
guys,
like at the end when he's like, "Oh, you came back," like that part.
yeah,
I think yeah, so I think he would remember that because he's such a like big nerd. So like that was like his dream come true to hear like time travel. So like it's something that that's like a core memory for him, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel
But
like
during the 15 years gap between when, you know, she hit her head or whatever, to like when she woke up, what was how did they not address that? Because she all of a sudden woke up and goes, I woke up. You're like, oh, you woke up. You know what I mean?
I think I know. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. I don't know. I just say lines, you know. Like, you know, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's complicated. It's a complicated story, but that's why I liked it so much because it was so like, it was different. It was really new. It was so.
Yeah,
I
I
thought that
did.
was cool.
This is a definitely different storyline than Hallmark usually does, because Hallmark is like romance and
yeah,
you know, whatever. The cool part was that the like corrupt businessmen and then the nerdy side and everything. I like the whole heist and the golfing thing was fun. What was your favorite scene to film? And then what was your favorite scene to watch? If they're different.
Yeah. Okay, my favorite scene to watch was definitely the country club scene because I wasn't there on the day.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, why? Like, how'd it go? And he's like, I think it went good. You know what I mean? Whatever. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, it went awesome. Like, I FaceTimed him. I was like, dude, like, it was really good. It was hilarious. Dude, why it was so funny, like, in that scene. Like, he was so funny when Rick to Josh, he's like, hey, can we get towels? And he's just like this, like, with the towels. Like, I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, so I thought that was my favorite scene. And to shoot, I don't know. I really liked all the scenes when there was a lot of people. So like I liked it at the rally because I got to talk to like a bunch of people or whatever, and that was fun. And I was sneaking cookies or whatever because like you know there was a bunch of food there, like at that like long table where all the cheerleaders were. So I was just eating food, and yeah, and the wedding, the anniversary scenes, those were fun too, because that was a lot of there was a lot of people there, and I knew a couple of them, so yeah, I love those scenes when there's a lot of people. It was really fun.
That is too funny. My question: What do you what do you want viewers to take away from this movie if you were to
Okay. That's deep. That's deep. To take away from the movie. Well, you know, we follow like Maggie's story, and you know, she's in a situation where she thinks like she's with Josh and she feels like he's not the right one, you know, and she's starting to think of like all this like other stuff, like, oh, about the one, like was he the one or was Rick the one? And I think Estelle, like my mom, I think she said it the best in her monologue. Because she was like, people get so caught up in being like having the one or whatever, and that like can make excuses. So like if you're having problems in a relationship, oh, they're not the one, and then you leave them, go find someone else. But I think that should be like the lesson, or like something that you could take away from the film, is that maybe there's no such thing as the one, and not like there's no such thing as like the perfect person, perfect like boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You know, it's just someone that you really like enjoy, and you like just grow together. It's not like, oh, this person's the one for me. It's like, I like this person, I want to pursue something with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I did have to say though about Maggie is I felt like she did not make the wish for a do-over for herself. I felt like she did it more for her husband, for Josh, right? Because he was the one who was like, you know, I, you know, what if we didn't break up? This is a pity relationship. You only hooked up with me for pity relationship. So I don't think she was doing the wish like, oh, I regret getting married to Josh. It was more like my husband is miserable. Maybe if he did a do-over and we didn't hook up, he'd be more happy. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yeah, and that's a good take because she did feel bad for him, and even she said she was like, "I got to save the library so Josh could go on and move on with his life and be happy doing with someone else or whatever he wants to do." So yeah, that's a good take. Yeah, it's a good take. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Do you have any questions for me?
Do I have any questions for you? How long have you been having this little like podcast?
Since February, so just under 8 months. And then but I've been podcasting for about 2.5 years. Because I have another podcast. And so I've been doing that for like 2.5 years. And I've been a fan of Hallmark for a while. So
that's awesome. No, that's really cool. And it's great that there's fans like you or whatever, because yeah, like I've never experienced like people like commenting on my social media and stuff saying like, oh, I like the movie. I was like, whoa, this is really cool. I'm not used to it, so I really appreciate you. Yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah, I tagged you on one of my friends' posts because I was like,
yeah, I saw. I know.
You hear this.
I know. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, and that was really cool too. I'm like, oh, what? Like this is sick. So, yeah, I mean, I hope I have a future in Hallmark or really anything else. Like,
I too. I think this is one thing that I liked about this movie is that A, the cast is young. B, they're new a lot. I haven't seen many of them in a lot of Hallmark movies. I think I've seen Marshall in one other movie. I might have seen, but and you're new too. So it's like not really old, same old gang that's always doing the Hallmark movies, but they're actually like bringing in new, younger generation of casting, and and it's a new storyline. It worked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was really fun, and I'm so happy I got the opportunity because it was awesome. And, yeah, it was a great experience.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, have a good one.
Okay, you too. See you.
Bye.